Just fucking do it. Subscribe now. It's like yesterday, I was busting this poor chick's balls because I thought it was the Mexican dipshit. And when I was asking her to say something in Spanish, y'all look alike to me. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. You're just a fucking number to me. The only difference is the burqa broad. I mean, you're just a fucking number. Familiarity breeds contempt. Does everybody understand what that means? The reason why you're all fucked is because you'd rather be liked than effective. You're pleasers. You're bootlickers. You're brown, whatever I know, of course you're not, but you're still fucking poor, aren't you? Well, then you're doing something else wrong. You're ass kisses. But whether you're Muslim, I assume you're Muslim, whether you're Muslim, Jewish, agnostic, I don't give a fuck. I treat everybody the same. And our lovely daughter who came to the seminar many years ago said, Daddy treats everybody the same, like shit. And I've been doing that for as long as I can remember. At least 70 years. And how's my program worked out? And how's yours? My dad used to get chastised by his brother and sister. He was one of 7, the youngest. My dad started working when he was 6, 7 years old. As a bootlegger's runner during the Depression, he would run bootleg whiskey in his shoe shine box to guys and then get paid. And he was really hard on me. He beat the shit out of me. I deserved 1,000 times more beatings than I ever got because I wasn't caught. But his older brother and sister used to say, Manny, aren't you being hard on Danny? And then he'd turn and both the brother and sister that were pointing out that he could be kinder to me, so to speak. He says, well, how's your fucking program working out? Son in prison, and he went on and on and on. And I would ask you, how's your program worked out? I know how it's worked out. If the material that you gave me is anywhere accurate about yourselves, anywhere accurate, your program hasn't fucking worked out. There's a couple of you that got $2-3 million bucks, or maybe one guy's got $5 or $6 million bucks, but that's name money, as they say. That's no fucking money. Hard works. And for those of you that say that you read all my shit online, you're lying. You haven't. Because if you read all the shit online, you wouldn't be here. I'll phrase that again, read and absorbed all the shit online, you wouldn't be here. Because you would have sucked up your pantyhose, grabbed yourself by your nuts and gone off and done it and pulled the trigger. And I said, I could have written a book in 4 words, just fucking do it. But you don't. Or you think it's like a Chinese menu. And I'll take a little Szechuan this, and I'll take a little of this, and take a little of that. When you got to swallow the whole motherfucker. Because you do things within your comfort zone. And all my life, all I do is things out of my comfort zone. I'm comfortable being uncomfortable. My status quo now is discomfort, 365 days a year. I walk by my cars outside. Now, when I look at those 3 cars, I don't see anything. I don't see $1.5 million worth of cars. Because I've been driving Rolls Royces since 1971. I'm 25 and a half years old. When our kids come to this house, they don't see but a house. They don't see a manicured estate that costs, $100 grand a month, more or less, to keep. That's their comfort zone. That's their comfort zone. Now, Brian Rose, I've said before, he came to the hardcore a year and a half ago. And I've told people, we've had people shit their pants in this, or panties. We had women as well. We've had people piss their pants or panties. We've had people throw up. We've had people pass out. And we don't put it on YouTube, But Brian Rose is sitting there at the end of a row, kind of like where you are, the bald-headed guy there. And this is before Corona, everybody squeezed together. And the guy there, with his hand on his chin, went into a seizure convulsion and fell over on him, spitting up all over his new suit. I laughed until I almost shit myself. We had we had 3 doctors in the audience, or not in the attendees. Not one of them went over to help the guy. Not one. And then finally a practicing nurse, went over and pulled his tongue out of his mouth. That's the real world. One of the doctors has a wife for a doctor. And when they're on a plane and somebody gets, a problem and they say, are there any doctors on the plane? He holds her hand and they keep their hands down. Why? Because they fix you and then you die, your family sues them. That's the world we're living in. And as I said last night, the only good fucking thing that's ever happened to QLA is a motherfucking Corona. I was so fucking happy, I didn't know whether to shit or go blind. And all the things I've said are going to get worse. Which is better for us. This is our fucking time. Yet some of you in this room won't take advantage of it. All those letters and awards I've got and $5 won't buy me a coffee latte at Starbucks. Some of you got a lot of letters after your name. And how's your program worked out? Full-time professors at Harvard make $235,000 a year. Full-time professors at Oxford and Cambridge make less. Of course, they write books and shit like that. But it's a very rare professor that makes $1 million a year. He's got to be on Oprah and CNBC and Good Morning fucking Britain and to make any money. Yet they're learned people, aren't they? Most people don't have the balls to say they have no balls, even if they know it categorically. Most cover their inadequacies up with jargon that is popular at the time, or mere platitudes. But based on my high performance in 7 decades, having no balls is mostly masked by procrastination. Remember what I said. Those who take, you're not going to get these cocksuckers, remember. Those who take the most notes have a higher probability of making it. Those that take no notes almost assuredly will fail. And remember, contrary to your previous life, wanting to know why, all you should be concerned about is how. And I know it's not popular to chase getting laid anymore and all that shit, but I didn't care why they fucked me. I mean, are you kidding me? Just fuck me, sweetheart. Once in a while I said, the how, well now can you turn it a little this way? But other than that, I didn't give a shit why. Is everything working? Hey, will you turn the air conditioner on? This room is one of the 3 buildings, big buildings in all of Scotland that is coronated with ventilation and the air conditioning system by accident. Now, we're supposed to keep the doors open. But you're such weenies. I mean, you go like this. You're going to go like this in a couple hours just because the air conditioner is going to go on. Now, what are the odds of us having the only coronated building that we can seat 450 here? Is it called theater style? Anyway, you know what I mean? By accident. See, I'd rather be lucky than smart. You'd rather be smart than lucky. And again, how's your program working out? Now, I'm going to say this again. I've been saying this for 28 years when we only had 6 billion people. This is for the 0.0001 on the planet. That's it. That doesn't mean all these people are going to be billionaires. Only about 750,000 are capable because they got the sacks, the balls, the grit, the fortitude to do these things, to make the human sacrifices required. That's it. That's it. And Corona has, not that I needed any validation, has validated my numbers. And when we start going through the cases, not case studies, but the cases, and you look at these people, and I said last night, fuck, that fucking weenie, or that fucking fat bitch, well, God, I ought to be able to do it. But not many of you do. Not many of you do. Now, as far as I know, I'm the only guy that's coaching, teaching, mentoring, that's created millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions, billions, tens of billions, and hundreds of billions of dollars. As far as I know. And one of you cocksucker, weenie, dick licks, if there was a guy, you'd tell me within a micro-fucking second. You'd be on Reddit. You'd be on this. You'd be on that. Wouldn't you, you cunts? So as soon as somebody does something like this, I will hear about it instantaneously. And heretofore, to date, nobody. And all of a sudden, I'm an overnight success after 25 years. Because I was saying and preaching and espousing the exact same messages you're going to get this week since May 28th, 1993, my first seminar. But Brewster Whipple was in attendance. And of the people in attendance at that seminar, there's 7 Hall of Famers. 7 out of 60. When you can take a meathead with an 80 IQ and have him walk away with $70 million in 7 months, you are God. And I am. I am the motherfucking come again Christ. Because nobody, not one motherfucker on this planet has done what I've done. I don't think that face looks like me, and my beard was never that long, but be that as it may. These are world-class coaches of the past. Woody Hayes, Bobby Knight, Bear Bryant, John Wooden, and me. Woody Hayes, football. Bobby Knight, basketball. Bear Bryant, football. John Wooden, basketball. The top 3 guys hit their students, athletes, hit them with chairs, hit them with baseball bats, punched them in the face. Woody Hayes, Ohio State was playing, I believe it was either Vanderbilt or Clemson, which had a lesser football program than Ohio State. And back got around his corner and was running for a touchdown. Woody Hayes threw down his clipboard, took off his headset, and tackled the motherfucker himself rather than let the little fucking weenie score. He lost his job over that. He knew he was going to lose his job. But he would rather die than let a Clemson or Vanderbilt cocksucker score on him. That's what it takes. John Wooden, the Wizard of Westwood, who I knew personally, was just the opposite. He talked like this. He never screamed at anybody. He never hit anybody. And he won, I believe, 10 out of 12 NCAA national basketball championships. But there's only one John Wooden. And you the fuck aren't him. In the 90s, I hit you. I had people, Dan, I want to remember you. I broke their jaw. You'll remember you fucking cocksucker with your wired up mouth. But in the last 15 or 20 years, men have gone to shit. The average handshake of a man in the 80s was 105 pounds pressure. A woman, 88 pounds pressure. You know what it is today? An average man is 70 pounds pressure, and a woman is 75 pounds pressure. Testosterone levels have dropped in the last 15, 20 years. We're fucked, which makes it good for us. This old man just broke the record. He did a deal from beginning to end in 7 fucking days. He attended the July 2019 seminar. He's 65 fucking years old. 7 fucking, because I told people, what could you do it? I could probably do it in 3 or 4 days. Let's say 7 days. You know. 7 days. He got in the boxing ring when we had boxing. And a 20-year-old kid kicked the shit out of him. Well, guess what? Get knocked down, get up again. Boom, boom, boom. Get knocked down, get up again. Got knocked down, got up again. Got knocked down, get up again. You'd stay down. He broke the original record, 1 deal in 73 days. He's now done 32 deals in 24 months, and one of them, most recently, in 7 days. Now, this is what's possible. This is what, during the Corona, he hopes Corona lasts the rest of his fucking life. He hasn't had so much fun since the hogs ate his baby brother. Because it is fun doing deals. It is. Now, I'm announcing today, I'm putting my ass on the line. I'm telling you, there is a black swan event coming. A black swan event coming. I don't know if we're going to war with Putin. I don't know if another corona is going to come out that is not curable. I don't know whether the Federal Reserve is going to finally implode. I don't know what it is, but it's coming. Because every massive bull market needs to find an excuse to correct. And even though we had a recession that only lasted 70 days or 80 days or whatever it was, last year, the market is way, 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 way over valued. Excuse me. And the big smart money, if you follow it, which you don't, 95% of them have all taken money off the table. In other words, taken a lot of profits. And they're working with the money that they earned. Back in 2017, December 2017, when Bitfuck got up to $17,000, I said, this is the top of the market for right now. Sell half, keep half, is what I told everybody. Nobody listened. Not one motherfucker listened to me. But in the 7 recessions that I've been through, which coincidentally in the 7 decades that I've been successful, there has been a correction. There's going to be one. And I don't know what it is. I thought for a moment when supposedly the Ruskies supposedly shot at the British ship, supposedly in the last 2-3 days, I thought that was it. And I said, oh my God, we got to get the slide out now. I'm going to miss the I'm going to miss the war. But it didn't happen, so I dodged that one. But something like that's going to happen. And everybody in this room almost is going to get wiped out. Except me. And the black swan These are the stock indices, and this is Warren Buffett's indice, which I don't necessarily follow. And the last time that it was this high was the crash of 2000, the financial crisis. Now, my background is I used to be a Dow theorist. I used to be a gold bug. I was one of the first individuals on the Chicago Board of Option Exchange. I used to trade commodities. There's not one facet of the financial services that I have not been a part of. And in some ways, I was one of the founders, although I wasn't on the board, of Certified Financial Planners. I've got a lot of experience. And when I tell you the fucking end's coming, the tsunami's coming, I know what I'm talking about. And you're not prepared. Not just you, nobody's prepared. Margin debt at an all-time high. You borrow to buy stocks. Most people don't realize that don't own Bitfuck, you can leverage it 95%. And that's why the swings are so great in the price of Bitcoin. Because when you borrow 95 cents on the dollar and it drops $10, you got to come up with equity. You've got to come up with more money, more rubles, more shekels, more pounds, more euros. Total margin debt. Dot-com bubble of 2000, Great Recession, now. It's got to correct. There are kids that are teaching seminars now and they're collecting money from you that say that the new news, we're never going to have recessions anymore. We're never going to have bear markets anymore. And we're going to borrow until we all drop dead. Not true. Not true. This is very much like the bubble in synthetic asset-backed CDOs before the great financial crisis, in that price and setting in that market was not done by fundamental security level analysis, but by massive capital flows based on Nobel-approved models. And the risk wasn't accounted for. Most people that lose money have done it because of a poor risk assessment. They don't understand. In the last 15 or 20 years, you didn't have, well, other than in 20 years, the collapse of the dot-com market, you don't know how to assess risk. Do you realize 87% of all the money managed on the planet, many trillions, is managed by people under 30 years old? 87% of all the money managed is managed by dipshits under 30 years old. Do you want somebody 28, 27 years old managing your fucking assets? I certainly hope not. Now, he lived through his black swan. The whales fucking swallowed him. You're not going to be that fortunate. The world's not going to spit you out. I've had several of these occurrences. And I'm still here to talk about it. Here's a guy, this is where the world is today. Here's a guy that chopped up his mother and ate her. And he finally got arrested. This is where we are. Are you kidding me? He probably gave seminars. He probably gave, Bitfuck seminars or, financial tech seminars in Spain. You can't trust the fucking Spaniards anyway. But anyway, that's a whole other story. And this is for real. This is not a joke. Woman warned not to put ice lollies in their snatch to cool off during the hot weather. I wish this was a joke. I had my crack staff fact check it. Are you fucking kidding me? Popsicles up your pussy. Fuck. Probably a Mexican. Or as they used to call me, a Mexican, a fucking Mexican. God. What do kids that are, 89% of kids going to school don't feel safe? I don't even have that slide up. Safe from what? Of course, people go in and shoot kids in schools now. Safe? When I was in grammar school, all I wanted to do, I couldn't wait till the girls started wearing brassieres so I could pull them like rubber bands. I was always getting thrown out of school from the time I was in the first grade. What does an 8-year-old girl think when she reads this? Because everything is available online. What does a Muslim girl think? When I tell you the world's fucked up, it's like I don't have to manufacture this shit because it happens. Now, when I was 10 years old, these are the kind of commercials and the kind of ads that they had. I particularly like this one. That was me. I was always playing doctor. Do kids still play doctor? I had a thing. The doctors used to wear a thing on their head, like a mirror. I had end of a tin can. Come here, dear. Let's figure out what's wrong with you. I can make it right. And now you do this shit, you get in trouble. To clear something up, I want to give my congratulations to Sir Anthony Hopkins for getting the Academy Award for Best Actor. I am stopped at least once on every trip I go on. They think I'm Anthony Hopkins. He's 5'6", I'm 6'1". He weighs about 160 pounds. I weigh 225, 230. But I went out and I found a picture with me with a Hawaiian shirt. He was in Hawaii when this was taken. Now, I personally don't see any resemblance. But Sir Anthony, congratulations on your Academy Award. This is all I'm going to talk about global warming today, or the whole week. Here, and Sally and I rode on a plane with Vice President Gore a number of years ago, and he said by 2013 there will be no snow in the North and South Pole, which was a fucking lie when he said it, and it's still a lie. And now he's on with a New Deal about every day there's more hydrogens that go up into the atmosphere than 200 atomic bombs at Hiroshima. Every day, he says. I'd like to fact check that fuck. Global warming is good for us. Almost anything that causes chaos is good for us. They're buying his beachfront house. Al? Now, do you think, Barack Obama also just bought a beachfront house. Do you think that if global warming was for real, and the best case scenario is the water's going to rise 10 meters, 35 feet, would they be buying houses on the water? No! On the motherfucking water. If there was any remote chance that the water was going to go up 30 feet, 35 feet. It's a joke. And as I said, when Sally and I were at the South Pole several years ago, and we got married there, and you talk to the scientists there, they all start laughing. But you, and the 3 highest negative footprints on the planet, i.e. putting shit in the air, are Gates, Jennifer Lopez, and Paris Hilton in their private jets, plural. And then you are getting on the fucking trolley for £2.40. It's pathetic. Do we have any? We got Irish people here, don't we? You look like an Irish fucking thief. But it's a fucking pathetic. Say turdy tree. Oh, he doesn't say it as good as turdy tree. I never had more fun than buying pubs in Dublin, though. Never drank more and had so much fun. It's crazy right now in the world. Everything is nuts around us. And this, you might have missed it, this is one of Elon's car that just went over 2 days ago, a non-driver car. I don't know how many, it's not funny when people die. But although we bought one, we were on the line, maybe I didn't tell you. Sally and I, I think I told you, we signed up to get one of the trucks for here when it gets to the UK. So I can just have it out here. I'm going to throw rocks at the windows just like he did in that commercial. I'm going to hit it with a sledgehammer, see how it holds up. Now, when I was thinking about changing the seminar, which it is changed, and the four basic, there's many, many things that I am different about than you, but the four basics. I never asked why in my whole life, I don't think. Never. Never asked why. I wasn't interested in the whys. I was only interested in the hows. Second thing is, I never wanted to be liked. Never. Since I'm 4, 5, 6 years old, I only wanted to be able to get shit done. Meaning I wanted to be effective. And my father, God rest his soul, told me, sticks and stones can break your bones, Danny, but words can never hurt you. Because I had a lot of shit said up to me growing up. And now it's just the opposite. We have people committing suicide because they're not liked on Facebook. Sticks and stones can break your bones, but words will never hurt you. And I've ridden that horse to death. And I never believed in fear because I always knew it was false expectations appearing real. And when you go back and we look at the icons, and I know you saw movies, we haven't discussed them yet. The icons, they were not dissimilar to this. Okay, Kat, goodbye, YouTube. Go fuck yourselves.